Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Trying to count me out. So I counted up. Tried to count me out. I counted up. I fucked the bag up. Fuck the bag up.
Oh, buddy. Hey, fuck the bag up.
Fuck the bag up.
Let the bag up. Let me get it back up. What's up? Episode 8, we here. What's up? This is the energy I like. What's goody?
Energy.
That was live on the
Who is that? Who's rapping just now?
Mr. Flyboy Lifestyle himself.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got a rapper in the group.
Nah, I gotta get back in the studio,
Yeah.
That shit had me
Willie
hyped.
Who ain't getting money?
I gotta get back in the booth for that. Yeah.
Oh my God! Tell about that experience, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? How about the making a song?
Man, that shit was dope. That shit was everything, bro. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy because my boy, he put me up. So I never rapped first of all. I never made a song, never made music. Not a day in my life I've never ever, did music. But I don't know. He just said like, yo, you're well respected, and I think you. He said, yeah, I think it'd be dope. Plus with a visual behind it. He said,
Yeah.
I got in this first time I went to the booth, bro. I bombed bad. Like I was sucked, man. And then my at the time girlfriend, she was like, you gotta like rehearse it and go over and say it. Keep saying it in the mirror like you believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like her and my boy who shot the video, they said, just keep going over it. Next time I went to the studio, I had that shit rehearsed already. I'm like, had my kids with me, and I just did it. I went in there, first, I knocked it out, the first verse, fucked the bag up. And my kids, they said, Dad, you got it.
Yeah, so we're going to plug the video at the end of the our episode so you can watch the whole visual and see the process of that. You know what I'm saying?
New music on the way.
New music. With friends.
Mixtape dropping.
What's something for the radio? Funk Fest. He about to,
it's summer. New music on the way, baby.
So what's up, man? How's everybody's weekend?
It's cool. My shit was calm.
It's good, sis. How your kidneys doing?
Struggling. I was hungover all weekend, and that's why we here now.
What we drinking?
Essential.
Yeah, I said we took a little break on the wine.
We had to switch it up because we got a phone call yesterday. This is what we do behind the scenes. And sis called, said she hurting. She hungover. She's like, I ain't doing no liquor, no wine with y'all tomorrow.
And we gotta be team players.
Yeah, so
Nah, it's for real though. I'm going out tonight, so I was like, let me save my kidneys for later, because you start day drinking and then your day is over.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
especially this is morning drinking basically.
Yeah, so we drinking a little essential water. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the health and the kidneys and clean out everything.
It's
you know what I mean?
for your body anyway. I mean, y'all can still drink at home though.
Yeah. You sound a little different.
Get drunk for us while you watch this.
Take
your wine, but today we're gonna do water.
We're gonna do a little water. Usually this is Live's part where he throwing his little wine thing. He talk about his wine connoisseur. So what's up, bro? How you feeling today? And what we should toast to?
All right. Today I'm feeling a little. Let me see. Well, all right. First off, let me see. Last week I did something it was kind of big. I had a photo shoot with Tommy Hilfiger. You know what I'm saying?
That's really big.
I feel like that's big for the community. That's not for me.
For
that's
the culture.
For the culture. You know what I'm saying? I did that for the culture, because looking back, like, shoot, not even, let me say like 5 years ago, we weren't getting these type of opportunities, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's big for all of us,
Right.
And it lets us know that, if I can do it, then you guys out there, y'all can do whatever it is that you guys want to do too,
Basically laying out the ramps to the doors to open.
Yeah, we just opening.
There's a lot of steps in front of these doors. You taking them out, right?
Say that. That's what we doing, opening the floodgates, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I want to toast to anybody that's out there. We toasting to anybody out there that's trying to make something happen, man. Just, at the end of the day, I need y'all to, like, take life, like, be intentional about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and whatever it is that you want to do, like, be intentional about it. You know what I'm saying? Make a plan. And, just go out there and do it. You could do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Forget what your family, what your friends say. Don't worry about that. Just go out there and just take that first step towards it. And I'm telling you, once you do it, it's crazy. You're going to lose a lot of people, a lot of friends, but they're not the ones who matter. Like, just go out there and,
So we toasting to that?
We toasting to that, man.
That's
we all over the place.
I'm
all over the place. That's what we toasting to, man.
Salud.
What was that movie with Chris Rock?
Pootie Tang?
Pootie Tang. Wadata.
Sapase.
Yeah, we toasted the water toast. So yeah,
that was a dope ass toast. But this week is about the mothers because this weekend is Mother's Day. So we want to give a shout out. Well, we all gonna do our own separate shout outs, but I want to start off. I have so many beautiful women in my life that are mothers, and so many doing the best that they can, busting their ass just to make sure that their kids are good. And even the people that aren't mothers, but they still look after kids. You are mothers to the aunts, the godmothers, you know, if you're a mother, your mother if you're a grandmother, but you know, the best friends that look after kids and stuff like that. So just shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all have a beautiful weekend. And for the men out there, make sure that your mothers, the women in your lives, have just an easy day. You don't have to go do anything spectacular, but the best thing you could do for a mother on Mother's Day, because I am one now. This is actually my second Mother's Day I'm celebrating, if I don't count the one where he was in my stomach, but my second Mother's Day. And you know, the best thing you want to do for a mother is just to have an easy day, because every day from wake up to the end of the day is just work. I feel like I'm working constantly, just because having a kid is a full-time job. You have to make sure, especially when they're young, like how mine is. I have an almost 2-year-old, so I have to make sure that he stays like alive. That's like the biggest point, because he be doing stuff like jumping. The other day I seen him jump off the couch to the table, back to the table, and then he had a little knife in his hand. A little knife in his hand. It was a butter knife, like the little plastic one. Trying to stab the cat, like, move, cat. And I'm like, oh, shit, because the cat will fuck him up. So I'm like,
no, I don't think so. You got a strong baby. No, you got a strong baby. You probably put the cat in a headlock. Listen,
my baby can do that, but my cats, they from South Jamaica, Queens, right? We got them in the streets. We got them out the mud. They ain't from no facility, so they're little thugged and bugged. One of them from Queensbridge, so she definitely gets it.
So, how is it with the transition of, like, you know, being a daughter, right, and, you know, celebrating your own mother, and now just, you know, being your own mom, being a mom, and Mother's Day is coming up, and people celebrating you. How do you feel about that?
Every year, before I had my baby, you know, I spent every Mother's Day with my mom, because my mom, she likes to spend Mother's Day with her children. So we either go out to eat. Well, we usually used to just go to my grandma's house. You know, everybody has that grandma where you just go do Sunday dinner and stuff. But after the passing of my mother's grandmother, we just started doing it ourselves just to carry on traditions. But last year, you know, it was Corona, so we had to stay inside. So this is our first year where we're actually able to go outside. But this is a busy month for us because it's my grandmother's birthday the day before Mother's Day. So we're going to be going out regardless. So that Sunday, my significant other better take me out and do something for me, because this is my Mother's Day and I want to go do something. And you know, it's hard too, because you want to spend time.
Something for her.
Right.
You deserve it.
It's hard because you want to spend time with your mother, but you also want to spend time. I'm a mom too, so it's like family. So it's like, yeah, I'm working. I have to still go pay love to my mama, but I'm gonna send you your money. I know you want your money. And then I got my other grandmothers. You know, my father's mother, then my mother's mother. My mother's mother lives with us, thankfully, but my father's mother, you know, I still want to show her love and get her stuff. And then my son's other grandmother, you know, she's a big part of our lives. My baby father's mother, she's a really big part of our lives. So just shout outs to you all.
Shout out to all the mothers, man. Shout out to every mother out there.
Shout out to my best friend. She locked up. Hopefully you be home for Mother's Day.
Free her, man.
Free Nate Biggs. Free Nate Biggs. It's not even funny, but yeah, y'all go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the mothers. I don't want to say shout out to all of them. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to my grandmother. Shout out to my aunts. Shout out to just every mother out there doing their thing.
Ain't your auntie up here this week?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just picked up my auntie from the airport this weekend. Shout out to her. And like I said, shout out to all the mothers out there. We really love you. We appreciate you. There's no us without you guys. And you guys, you're pretty much the backbone of the family. And you guys do phenomenal, courageous stuff that we don't even see often. And you know, so shout out to y'all. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to all the mothers out there.
And the future mother of your children.
Yeah. Shout out to my future baby mother. My baby mother. Future baby mother. You know, I love you.
That's
Jesse love you. You see what I'm saying?
Jesse love you.
You know, Mr. Chin love you. Okay, you hear you, Mrs. Chin? Thanks. I love you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, shout out to my mom, my grandmother, and the mother of my children, man. You know, we might not see eye to eye all the time, but you know, she definitely does her thing, and, you know, raising the kids beautiful. And stuff like that. So I want to shout her out. You know,
shout out to her.
And your daughter,
and my daughter's a mom too. Made me a whole grandpop. I'm a pop now because of her. She's a mom. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my daughter, my baby girl.
Papa.
I'm a pop word, right? And my sister and stuff, and all the women, my aunts, all the women in my life that that are moms, man. Shout out to y'all.
Right.
Without y'all, there's no us. So yeah.
Amen.
Right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mama's Day, baby.
So now, y'all know what time it is.
Frenchie's Facts.
It's showtime.
Showtime.
Frenchie's thoughts. Frenchie's facts. What is your Frenchie's thoughts of the week? What's going on in your head? What you want to talk about?
I have two things I want to talk about. One, I always come in here and I try to be as vulnerable as possible with you guys because I look at us as we're all like a family. So, today is my brother's birthday. He passed away. So he's not here. It's a year since he's been gone. And we're gonna celebrate him tonight. He was just like we're not blood brothers and sisters, but blood couldn't have made us any closer. We grew up together, and he's always been a big part of my life, just protecting me and making sure I was okay and making sure I stayed on the right path. He was very strong, smart, just loving, and very fashionable. If anybody knows him, anybody knows High Hollywood, he's very fashionable. He was always on point. So I know he in heaven dripping, but I just want to say shout out and happy birthday to him because that's really my heart. He was there for me every day when I was in the hospital. Like he was in nursing school and he would come up to Mount Sinai every day just to make sure I got in a stand-up and even just to watch me sleep, just stay there talking my ears off till I go to sleep off the perks and just sitting there. He didn't even care. Like he just always pushed me and he'll carry me up any flights of stairs. So it's just it's my first year without him. So I love you and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, man.
Let's get into the topic of the day, right? So the topic of the day, we decided to come together and talk about because a lot of people see us and be like, oh my gosh, look how they were strong, how we maintain ourselves, and they don't think we have any struggles, right? So let's touch on the struggles personally, our personal struggles dealing with a wheelchair and dealing with a spinal cord injury, and how does it impact us and affect us mentally and physically.
Go first.
Go ahead, bro.
All I got is dick hair on my mind.
See, that's why Frenchie can't go first. Go ahead, bro. What's any struggles? What's your main struggle? You feel like
it's not even just main struggle, just the things you feel like, you've dealt with over the years since this injury started. That
my main struggles is the crazy thing, and they don't really come
with the chair.
They don't really come from within. They usually come from other people's how they view me or may treat me. That it doesn't come from within. I don't know. I feel like I handle everything pretty much. I handle everything well, I'm pretty level-headed. I feel like I said, it's just the way that's why we're doing this show. I feel like it's because, to bring awareness and stuff like that, to make people, so that people not awkward around us when they come in, don't have,
interactions.
So you feel like
when they interact with us, So
you feel like you struggle with people's perception of you.
That pretty much, I feel like that's the main part. You know what I'm saying? So more so, I'm cool on myself. I have my days where I'm just not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm not 100% and stuff like that. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. Anything that I really want to do or anything I feel like, I attack it. I try to do the best I can. I've always put my best foot forward. Anything that I'm doing. So I'm always at peace with myself. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So
do you? But I'm talking. Maybe let's rephrase it because we already spoke about the mental thing. We're talking about like the actual physical struggles of things. Because a person's perception of you is a mental struggle,
right,
but the physical struggles, because we all go through a lot of physical struggles.
Yeah,
so what do you think some of yours are?
Physical struggles.
You don't got
I'm Popeye, nigga. I don't know what you talking about.
Nah, of course, there's things that I would love to be able to do. Like it's like like certain things I wish I used to love basketball. Before this, basketball was my thing. So, I wish I could, like my son, he loves basketball. So I wish I could play the game with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I have a grandchild now. It'll be dope to be running in the park with him and just be able to pick him up and do certain things like that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing about us, we learn to adjust and adapt. You get what I'm saying? So I guess I kind of block it out by always finding alternate ways and just always keep doing as opposed to just making excuses and just being like, oh, I can't do this and just staying there and being stagnant, being complacent with that, I always be like, I'm not complacent. I'm never complacent with not being able to do some shit. I'll be like, okay, I can't do it that way, but I'm gonna do it this way. So that's why I guess my physical, it doesn't bother me as much. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm always trying to figure something out and adjusting and adapting to, you know what I'm saying, to my disability. So that's my thing. That's the way I view it. So what's your guys' take on it?
I could go on all day. It's not even about, because I feel like I said, like Jesse said, we point out the glamorous parts of it because of who we are. You know what I mean? But the chair comes with its own struggles. We as individuals, we are already strong, so it's different for us.
We make this shit look easy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is a lot of things that come with it. Like you said, you want to run around with your grandson. I want to run around with my son. You know, and I want to. It's times where he's. Like, we're going outside together, I'll get scared because I don't ever want him to run in front of me in the street or something. Or we go, like last summer, we went to the park and he climbed. I don't know why. I never seen a park this tall, but he went up and my cousin was right behind him. She's an adult, but babies are so quick, you know. Yeah. He fell. He fell like 6-7 feet down and hit his head. And he started having seizures because of it. And, you know, I felt like as a mom, because I wasn't able to do anything about it. You know, that's a big struggle for me because it scares me. It's like you feel like you can't protect your child. And yes, I'm very confident with my parenting skills, but it's also the physical aspects that limit me with certain things where I do feel like I need another person outside with me while I have my child because he's fast. He's quick as hell. These wheels don't move as fast as my kid. And if anybody's seen the video of him pushing me, he's very strong. You know, he's very able to do things. So it's just like that's my biggest struggle right there. Just wanting to be able to do the things that my parents did with me when I was a kid, like go run around, you know, carry, like I could pick him up and stuff, but it's going to be a time when he's going to get too big for my lap, you know, and that's going to hurt too. And just certain things a lot of things when it comes to that. I think that's my biggest thing, like going to water parks and stuff. I want to be able to go to water parks and slide down the slide with him. They have some rides that are accessible, but it's not too many of them, which the world needs to work on making more things accessible. And what I mean, like I said, that's my biggest one. But as far as the chair, I mean, the leg cramps all day long.
Oh, for sure.
Those cramps.
The spasms.
The spasms. I mean, I can't call. I don't know if mine are called spasms because my legs. Most people that have spasms, they move. So like doctors are confused. Like they consider spasms when your leg moves on its own, and people would think like because a lot of people do struggle with spasms, and they won't be able to move, but their leg can move. You know, and it causes this crazy pain and. What I feel, I guess mine is a spasm, but it's a non-moving spasm. So you feel it, and it's just like this tightening feeling, and it's somebody stabbing you. And I don't take pain meds or anything, so it's just me dealing with that pain. Like, and then I'll go out and I'll look retarded. It's sometimes on this show, and I try to just hold myself, and you take a deep breath because you're feeling it, and it's like, damn, and it happens every day, probably every hour, constantly. For sure. That's one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. I'm
going through that right now. I feel like spasm coming, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one of the things that limit me and hold me back. It be times like sometimes I'll just sit in my house. Like I know I got something to do and I'll just sit in one spot because it like kind of alleviates the pain, you know what I'm saying? So I'll just sit there instead of just letting the spasm pass because it hurts so much, you know what I'm saying? So it's things that I know I'm supposed to be doing or whatever, working on my brain or whatever, and I'll just sit in one spot. I'm talking about literally hours will go by.
Right.
Especially when I'm in the house alone by myself. If someone else is there, then I'll try to, start doing something or whatever to try to, take my mind off of it. But if I'm alone, I grab my phone or something on TV, whatever, and I just sit and it's just, so yeah, this shit definitely affects you,
It's moving around too much.
Yeah, it's things that I definitely, that I would want to do that I know I'm not able to. Like certain things like, I used to get upset because, like, thinking about the future, something like walking my daughter down the aisle, like, say, when she gets married, something like that, or even if me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I decided to
You took that shit right off my head. Yeah, I was about to say that.
It's things like that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, things, because you want to stand up and have sex and stuff like that.
Beat it from the back.
You want to stand up and get crazy real quick, but,
let me go do something.
But you got to alternate.
You got different. See, me, that's crazy you brought up that point, right? I guess I consider myself like Superman as far as like I always find a way to figure some shit out or do things differently. But one thing I could say I do struggle with is, and I wish it can ease up, is actually I do struggle with very, very bad nerve pain. And I think I talked about it at the last show. If somehow we could find a cure for that, because like right now I'm in pain. Like, so I say my pain is a 7 and 10, but it got to the point. Yeah, it got to the point where I kind of numbed it out. Like, where it's like, because I know something. This is something I'm constantly gonna live with, right? So for me, it kind of feels like this is how I explain it, right? Your arm ever fell asleep?
Yeah.
And you know that pins and needles feeling? So, and it feels like rice and beans jumping up and down on fire, right? But it's nonstop. Like, it doesn't stop ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's more intensive than others, but you know, I just learned how to deal with it. And I just, I'm not going to sit there and cry and complain about it, because I think this is my life, right? It's nothing I could do about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take, pain medications, but.
And do you feel like the pain medication is a struggle for you? Because you feel like, I know you're obviously functional. I'm not talking about like that, but I'm talking about like, do you feel like if you stop taking it, the pain will hurt?
It's going to get worse.
It'll hurt more.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much.
So you're basically dependent.
Yeah, I'm kind of attached to it in a way, because at this point where it's like, that thing is the only one that could ease it. Like Oxy, I take Oxy. That's the only thing that could ease my pain right now. Like, I took they put me on everything. So it's gabapentin. They first start you with gabapentin, right? It's for nerve pain, but then it makes you really tired. And then it was what's the other thing called?
Neurontin?
Neurontin is gabapentin. It's a different name. I forgot the other medication. Lyrica is another one. Damn. But none of the medication was working for me. So I think that's one thing I really struggle with, because what happens is when it gets like a 10, I have to really like I try to block out everything and try to like it could shut me down, but I still have to do things. You know what I'm saying? I still got to take care of a lot of things. So that's one thing I think I really, really struggle with. Besides that, like, I feel
before you move on, so what is it like when you're driving? Because I'm about to start, what is it like when you're driving and you have that pain? Because when I feel my pain, I literally feel like I can't move no more. Like, I get stuck.
That's what I'm saying. It's a difference, right? Like, you see how yours comes in spurts?
Yours is constantly there.
It's right now. Like, it doesn't stop. It's like I can't get rid of it. So right now I feel like my stomach and legs is on burning. But to the average person, if they was feeling that, they'll just go crazy. But I just got so like numb to it. It's like I'm just dealing with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I wish I had that where it comes in spurts, because I'm like, I could take a break. This thing just doesn't stop. I don't know what it is. It's what I'm saying. So I have to take it, right? So I think that's one of my things I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. And also what Lav said, but I always figure out like what I'm gonna do. So like, I always think about like when I have a daughter, or like, when I'm time to get married, I'm gonna figure out how to walk across or stand in front of my wife, right? So I'm saying I'm gonna figure that. Like I said, I always figure it out. I'm gonna do it. If I have to put my leg braces on or something, it's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But I'm like, yeah, damn, I wish things could have been easier where I could just, just be there and, you know what I'm saying, and just stand up in front of my wife and like a man should, you know what I'm saying, and like, that don't take away, because I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna do it, but it's like that was taken away from me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and you don't notice that when you first get injured. It's like your whole life after your injury, it's like a lot of things you're gonna have to go about missing. And you don't, like, you're just in the heat of the moment, but you don't know you're about to live your life with a lot of things that you can't do. Yeah. So, like I said, I focus on things I could do,
I think that's what we do best, not to cut you off, that we focus on more the things that we can do instead of looking at what we can't do, which is why that's what keeps us, that's what propels us and keep us pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact. So do you feel like you two as men, because I know it's a lot of comparison, it's different for women in chairs and men in chairs. So do you feel like as men it makes y'all feel like it's a struggle with like, is it not manhood? Because manhood is referring to sex, I believe. I can't answer that question. You know what I mean?
So masculinity, right?
Masculinity,
Not for me, because at the end of the day, like, out of all my friends, or even like if I'm in the area, I'm that dog. Like, I'm the top man. Like, I'm still, the chair don't mean shit, because I was who I was before the chair. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all about character, right? And how people respect you, right? I get my same message across if I was standing or I'm in this chair. The message is gonna come across, and it's that big respect and how I move and how I do things that people respect me. So, and I handle every type of woman I'm with the same way if I was just on my feet. It's like, of course, I'm probably not gonna open the door in front of you, but I'm still that, you know what I'm saying, man, that's still that man inside.
But you answered it mentally.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm talking about like when it comes to stuff like how y'all said, like standing up during sex, or just different things, like lifting women up, different positions.
That's alternative ways. Like that. What I'm saying is different ways. I'll be like,
when I said, we get into that, y'all speak about that. But when it comes to that department, y'all don't feel any different because of the chair.
Nah, I don't.
That's good.
To me personally, because and I want to put it out there, because It's real, like, it's hard to say. Like I said, we don't speak to everybody's experience. We're rare cases where, and that's why I think we decided.
We speak for us. We say that every episode, I feel like, because people be getting crazy.
And that's why I decided, I want us to come together because we're all well known in the able-bodied community and the disabled community. And even within the two communities, people look up to us, right? That's right. So just because we have this strength and we have this type of masculinity doesn't mean other people are not dealing with these type of struggles. Because a lot of people deal with these struggles, and like I answer a lot of questions and people DM me all the time. So I empathize with that also. You get what I'm saying? And I'm speaking to myself and how I was raised and how my character is.
For some things like that, we all get a lot of DMs, so I try to read all of them. A lot of guys speak to me, and from their perspective, they feel like they're just like lost. I know some people that can't even love like I said, they can't even love their kids anymore because they don't, you know what I mean? It's like they just feel like they're not the parent anymore. A lot of people, when they have kids before the chair, and then it's like now they feel like their kids look at them differently because it's like I'm not walking anymore. Sometimes little kids are really cool, but older kids, they might try to test you sometimes. So it's like, well, damn, you can't beat me no more. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a struggle that a lot of people deal with in the chair. And then also, for me personally, I feel like my biggest struggle is UTIs because I constantly get them just holding my pee all the time. Like I said, I'm going to be very thorough and what's that word?
Transparent.
Yeah, I'm going to be very transparent on here because it's a lot of people that struggle with it and nobody speaks on it. So I no longer catheterize. I haven't catheterized since the beginning of my injury, but yet I hold my pee a lot because when I'm outside in public, I don't like using public bathrooms because public toilets are disgusting, especially Corona made it worse. So I'm constantly outside, but I'm constantly holding my pee. So then that kicks in UTIs, and then I drink a lot. So as soon as you take a drink, it's like, UTI, you know what I mean? And then as soon as you drink some soda, UTI. So that's like really hard because then it leads to kidney infections, which could lead to sepsis. And that's why it's important that we're drinking water this week. We don't want to give too much of.
And I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but in the spinal cord community, a lot of people die from the UTIs and the kidney failure. So obviously, you don't drink a lot of water, and I cath myself, right? So what a catheter is an instrument where it goes into your private part, and you're able to use the bathroom. Yeah,
he said your private part.
Yeah, because it goes to your private part, and you basically use the bathroom through this bag, disposable thing, and because, like I said, a lot of us don't empty our bladder all the way, right? So this instrument or this tool, it helps you, clear out your bladder. And sometimes some of us have to use a catheter more than 4 or 5 times a day, right? So when you put in a foreign object inside your body, you're going to get some type of infection because your body's not naturally, that's not a natural thing. So, a lot of people do suffer with UTIs. It's things where you can prevent it. Like, a lot of people take cranberry juices and cranberry pills and stuff like that.
That shit is hard.
But it's just you got to be healthy, right?
Because now, the more you drink.
Yeah, but see now, so now, I don't drink as much, right? Or I drink more water. I try to do I gotta live a healthier way. It sucks. Yeah. Like you can't eat the McDonald's all the time. It sucks, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta you trying to last in this chair, and a lot of people in the wheelchair do die, or spinal cords, not in the wheelchair, spinal cord injuries die from the UTIs and the kidney infections.
Yeah, you want to be here for a long time, not just a good time, man. And you gotta take care of yourself.
And we can't walk, so it's not like our blood, everybody's blood doesn't circulate the same sitting down. Like right now, we're still young, so it's like our blood is circulating good. But as we get older, it's gonna be things we have to do, like wear them, them stockings that you used to have to wear.
Compression
stockings to help your blood flow. Then there's blood thinners to prevent clots and stuff like that.
That's another thing, blood clots.
Constipation,
that's stuff that I had to do.
Like that,
from not walking.
Yeah,
that's big. You want to touch on it?
That's really big.
Yeah, I deal with that
you
too.
Gotta, I try to eat a lot of salads, and I exercise a lot. I know a lot of us in the community aren't able to or feel like we can't, but that we all need to do something every day just to get the blood flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and you gotta drink the water, man. You gotta lay off the sodas and the other. And all the juices and stuff, that stuff's not good for you. The water and like the vegetables and stuff like that, that's what's gonna get your
fruits.
Yeah, the fruits also. Yeah, that's what's gonna get you, to going, and that's what flushes you and keeps you feeling good. Cause I know when I'm constipated, I feel like I have the same symptoms as if you have a UTI. You know what I'm saying? Like you be fatigued and tired as hell. Good. Yeah, you don't feel good.
Hot and sweaty.
Because your spasms keep coming. Spasms going crazy. Yeah, it's been times I went to the ER thinking I had a UTI. I gave them urine, and they're like, "You're perfectly healthy. And I'm like, what? And then I gotta go home, and I just gotta keep using the bathroom.
But after they give you, when you go to the what happens is when you go for a UTI, they give you the IV fluids, and when like sometimes we have the kidneys, and then it makes you shit like when you get home.
That too.
Because all of that fluid, the water and stuff, it helps you go to the bathroom
and stuff. Yeah.
But just the whole, like he said, the whole pooping process is really sometimes it's debilitating because you'll be outside and you'll just be like, damn, my stomach hurt, and then you'll be out to eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta go, though,
no, but I'm not even talking about having to go, because I miss just really having to go. Like, now it's like it's planned out, basically.
Yeah, I plan mine, so.
When I go out, like if I go out to eat or something, but my stomach is full because I'm constipated, I can't even eat as much as I want that I thought. Because your eyes will be big, but it's like your stomach ain't, your stomach is full already, so you can't even eat as much as you want to. You start to lose your appetite and stuff, and that hurts because it makes you start losing weight and shit.
Yeah, facts. And it just, you have to know your body. It takes time, though. It takes years. It's not going to happen overnight. You just got to know certain symptoms and stuff. When you start to see certain red flags, then you know, like, if you're constantly tired and falling asleep in your chair, you're taking naps, you like, damn, like, it's 9 out of 10 you're constipated or something, like, Right. So yeah, I try to eat like a salad. I wake up, I don't even eat like a heavy breakfast, I do the smoothie thing, then I do my exercise, and then I'll eat, and then again, even when I eat, I try to do a salad in there, Right. So just try to eat healthy, you guys, and I make you want to live here, you want to live a long time, so.
Yeah, so what I was saying is I empathize with people that, they dealing with certain type of problems with their body, but you also got to push yourself. Like Lyle said, you got to make sure you eat properly, right? You can't say I want to be this way and, this injury sucks. Yes, it does, right? But you got to maintain your body and keep up with yourself, right? So if that means you got to stop drinking, or that means you have to eat a certain way, right? That means you got to do something to make you feel a little better. You know what I'm saying?
You got to sacrifice everything.
Got to sacrifice.
That's what working people too. But a lot of disabled people get away with it because they're disabled.
And make it worse.
We're not going to make excuses for y'all because we disabled too. Right. So if we can make it happen, y'all can make it happen too. You got to fight through the pain.
Fight through it.
And it's physical pain that you're fighting through, and it's mental pain you're fighting through. But you have to fight through both of them so that you can prosper in the end, because it's so many people with disabilities now that I see coming to the forefront. Like it's about to be like our culture is booming right now.
It's about to be a revolution. Doom.
So you can jump in. It's so many people making it happen. Don't be the person that makes excuses for yourself. Yeah. And I don't care because I know quads that only can move their lips and they know how to paint murals. Okay, so we can't make excuses for anybody. I have quad friends that drive cars. I know
Cruz LeBruce.
Blind. You see, our last guest, he's blind and he does a bunch of stuff, party promotions and all of that. So it's no excuses. Deaf people are doing amazing things as well. It's every different type of disability out there, and people are doing it. People with half their bodies. The guy that you just posted on the show. So it's no excuses, but there is. But we did this episode to make y'all understand that we do understand there is a struggle.
It is a struggle.
We do go through our own shit because it's a lot of pain that comes in. There's some moments where I'm sure where you can't even find a parking spot and you just be tight, like the proper one, so that you could get out the car at the right time, or even when it's it's like a long sidewalk. Sometimes I gotta roll to the other end of the block just to get on the sidewalk because there's no way for me to get up of it, and it's a small one, but sometimes it's a big thing when you're having a rough day and then you got to go all the way to the opposite side of a street, or just having to just roll everywhere, period, is sometimes annoying. Not being able to fit through certain doors is annoying, certain things not being accessible is annoying. I remember me and my friends were planning to go out to this place, and then we found out that it has stairs, and it's like, my friends, they'll carry me up anything, but it's like, I'm not putting myself in a position, especially since I got injured at a party, to go to a place with stairs and not be able to get myself out of it.
I had that problem the other week.
What happened?
My friend threw a party, whatever, and I guess the elevator wasn't she didn't have the keys for the elevator, and I'm out that whole thing. Is like, no, I'm not having nobody carry me up no stairs.
Yeah,
man.
You get tired of it after a while.
And the reason why they get away with it, my friends sometimes get, because we with anything, like we down to do anything, and like I said, we're rare cases where it's like, yo. Yeah. We gonna go places where we want to, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna make it happen, and we don't make no excuses. But we can't be on here talking about this whole disability rights and pushing the culture further if we not standing up to our own close friends.
Yeah.
So we gotta do our homework too, and we gotta be transparent with that with our friends, and like, no, this is not okay, because what happens to the next person? Yeah, we be with it, but the next person. They're not gonna be with it. They're not comfortable doing that.
That's probably real. The biggest struggle, accessibility. And that's for everybody worldwide, because it's like you expect certain, and then your friends, like they said, they're used to carrying us or whatever. So they just like, okay, but maybe today I don't want to get carried. Right. And like I said, like I said, my bladder is weaker. So sometimes I don't like being carried if I got to pee really bad, you know what I mean? Because then I will pee on you. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, I don't want to do that. So, no, I don't want to be carried. And people don't understand that sometimes. And it's also, like I said, it's a paranoia because I want to be able to get myself out of somewhere. I don't want to be somewhere where I can't get myself out, because even if it's a fire or something, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything like that. But a fire could happen, and it's like you might want to get out. And people, you know, some people do care about you, but the first instinct is to get yourself out. So you're going to be like, damn, because then it's like hard, because we both might die if you try to carry me up some shit. Then what if you get me out but not my chair? Where the hell I'm moving to? You know how hard it is to get this chair? I waited years. So that honestly, like you said, you just put the cherry on top, because that is really my biggest pet peeve. Just going places and then I see stairs and I just get like, ugh, like, why?
Us, like, to me, that's why I love this platform. I love our show, because like we show both sides. You know what I'm saying, like, we empathize with our, you know, with our brothers and sisters with the disabilities and stuff like that, but we also show our strength also, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just us calling the show From the Throne, like, it's empowering, you know what I'm saying, like, we claiming it, we taking it, you know what I'm saying, like, we not just sitting, like, I see other platforms, I see other people they doing, but most of them, they just, a lot of them doing a lot of crying. I'm not even, I mean, I don't know, to each his own, you know what I'm saying, but up here, we show both. We show what we go through, and then we also say, listen, we don't have to take that shit, you know what I'm saying, like, this is what we doing, and, you know, we earned our right in, you know, in society or whatever, and, you know, this is it, man. We just, you know, we just claiming it. So, and I don't know.
At the end of the day, I'd rather fight to do what I want and get where I want to be, rather than somebody tell me, no, I can't do something. You get what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, we all deserve to be here. And at the end of the day, like, you see what I'm saying? Shit, it could. I don't care how hard the task is. Like, maybe it's pride or ego, but I'm going to get this shit done, and you know what I mean, and I'm going to figure it out, you know what I'm saying, some type of way. So, yeah, of course, some things limits us, but maybe that's how, like, you know, how I got here in the first place is me just having the mindset of, like, I'm going to get this shit, I'm going to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Right. Shit, I had to roll to my prom in a wheelchair, but I still made it happen, and I still was, you know, I still was looking popping.
And so many people would have never went to their prom because of that. You get, and that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference.
It's a mindset.
I couldn't stop. Of course, you know, you get sad about it. Like, I was sad about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look nice, and I looked really nice, and I had a good ass time. Graduation, I had the whole damn auditorium, the whole freaking what was it? Where we graduated? I think we graduated from Hunter or John Jay. The whole auditorium did a standing ovation for me, and I couldn't stand up, but they stood up for me, and that was really, you know, that was really big for me. So it comes with a lot of pros. I feel like in my life specifically, it's more pros than cons, because it's a lot of like the wheelchair. Like I said, when it comes to accessibility and just being able to do things that I want to do with my son, I still make a way to do it. You know, I don't want people to think that they need to help me with my child. No, I don't need that. I could live on my own with my baby. I do it constantly. I do have a huge support system, which I'm grateful for. So that's important. But I'm saying, even if I didn't, I would still find a way. Correct. You know, and my son, he's getting to the age, it's crazy. He's so young, but he knows how to take care of me. Like, if I tell him to go get something, or if I tell him to push me somewhere, like, if I catch a spasm, he'll stop, Ma, help you, you know, and he'll push me.
Your bond is going to be very, very different.
He'll push me, you know, he knows how to do certain things. And I feel like me being in the chair made him more independent, because he knows how to do certain things for himself. Like, if it's time to get in the bath, me and him sit on my shower chair together, you know, and he'll get in the shower chair, and then he starts, you know, I teach him how to wash himself and stuff. So he does a lot for himself, and he does a lot for me. So I feel like it's very important in the chair with any disability. I feel like a support system is very important, and your support system could come from your kids, your family, your friends, or a stranger. You never know, but just allow people to come in and help you, because I feel like the biggest problem is a lot of people have a lot of pride, and they don't want people to help them. But anybody needs help. It doesn't matter if you're able-bodied or not. You need help. We all need help. We all need to learn to lean on each other and stop making it seem like being antisocial is cool or smart. You know what I mean? It's not. It just means that you're a difficult person to deal with. You have to be at a place where you can work with other people, so that people are willing to work with you, and then you can build yourself up and build the next person up. That's how the future gets made. You know, we help each other.
Again, that's what this should. Again, that's what makes our platform dope, because it's not only just for people with disabilities, like you said.
Everybody.
Everyone could relate. Just a human being, you can relate. That's a fact. From the throne, like, we all need help. You might need a different kind of help, but like, you can't do everything by yourself. Everyone needs help. You get what I'm saying?
I told you could sing. Sing it, baby.
So each week we ask a family from the Throne podcast to send in a question, and we'll answer it, right? So Today's question is somebody wrote in, a young lady wrote in and said, how was we able to cope with our injury, and how did we adjust to our injury mentally?
I got fucked up. I was honestly, I feel like that's what helped me. I was so young that I just was lit. Like I let myself be young. You know what I mean? I didn't force myself to grow up. Like mentally, I was older, but physically, I was still young, and I let myself have fun. I let myself go out. I let my friends do those crazy things, like carry me to places that wasn't accessible. You know what I mean? I let myself enjoy myself. I was a teenager, so I got drunk, I got high, I got in trouble, I finished school. You know what I mean? Like I did what I had to do. I didn't treat myself any differently. I feel like when you start looking at yourself different, you know, I was in the hospital. I gave myself a perm. I did my eyebrows. The first thing I did when I got out the hospital, you could ask my mother. My mother took me to the nail salon. I got my eyebrows done and my nails done and my feet. Then I went home and I sold my weave in. You know what I mean? I felt good because I had to remember, like, I'm still that BRTC age. You know what I mean? You can't let other people's perceptions of you become your perception of yourself. Because if somebody's looking at you like, oh, you're helpless, and then you start to look at yourself that way, you won't be able to help yourself.
Yeah, how you view yourself.
I had my barber. Shout out to Perk. He cut my hair in the hospital, and rest in peace Mikey. That was my barber. He cut my hair when I first got injured too. So I think feeling good was very important.
I feel like looking good is a
big part. Because when you first get injured, you like, yo, you look at Bill like, yo,
I was
what's going on with me? Yeah,
we all got a lot of hair, so it's like my eyebrows was bushy. I almost had a unibrow. I'm hairy everywhere. And I was like, oh hell no. I looked in the mirror. I said, no. Once you start being able to sit up and feel better, I don't know what the young lady's injury was. But I think
she was with the person that asked the question.
Yeah.
I think she's an able-bodied person.
She's able, so she just didn't know. Well,
yeah.
It's just, I feel like it's the same way when anybody goes through anything painful in life. So say for an able-bodied person, you lose somebody, right? Because that's what it is. It's essentially like getting in a chair is like losing somebody, because you're literally losing a part of yourself. Like that was important to you. You don't realize how important walking is until you no longer can do it. You know, and I felt like when I first got in, I felt like I lost a person. I felt like I lost my real name. I'm not giving y'all my government. You're not getting the satisfaction. But I feel like I lost her and Frenchie. It was just Frenchie full time. Before I felt like I was split into two people, but now it's just like, this is Hot Wheels, you know? And I gave myself like how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce. Like I had my own persona. Like this is Hot Wheels. Like this is me. You know what I mean? And I made it work for myself. So when you lose a person, you hurt for sometimes. You give yourself that time to mourn, and after a while, you have to stop feeling sorry for yourself. And you got to pull yourself out of bed and get it popping.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It's just like anything you cope, even whether you're able-bodied or have a disability. The way to break through, you know, to cope with things is just like, I feel like self-care mostly. Like you got to find the little things, whatever it is that you were doing before that traumatic thing happened to you. I feel like, so whether it's like it's something as small as going to get your hair done, going to get your nails done, going to get a haircut. Might be going to the park or whatever it is. Or just buying yourself a new outfit, reading a book, whatever it is that you used to do prior before that made you happy, that would just bring joy to you. You got to start off. It's the small things first. You got to start off with that. And then it'll make you, you know, lead to other things, and you know. Right. But yeah, that's how you cope. You just gotta find, you know, what makes you happy, what puts a smile on your face, and you know what's true to you. So yeah.
It was the hoes for me. No, I'm sorry. What about you?
I know they say like it's like time heals, right? But also you gotta understand that, you know, you can wait forever and ever and not heal, right? So you gotta put out that effort within that time frame where you like, all right, I need to put my big boy pants on, big girl pants on, and like, all right, let's do something. Let's move forward, right? Because like I said, the whole meaning of time being healed and within the time frame, it doesn't make sense if you're not moving forward, right? But yeah, I think how I coped with it after a while, I think I believe the first year was the roughest for me, because I played ball and I played football. I was a really great football player, and like I think it was the summer, that first summer hit me because I seen everybody playing ball and football outside. I'm like, damn, I can't be a part of that. And what happened was, is like, you know, I just put my mind to like other things and stuff like that. And
like what?
Like going to the clubs and messing with girls and stuff like that, having fun. And that was always me. But I'm like, all right, great. I can't play basketball with my dudes. But then I went outside after a while to play ball with them, and like, you know, it's not the same thing. That's why I don't get into.
Yeah, don't nobody want to do that. Well, I'm not knocking the wheelchair sports.
No, that's why I don't play wheelchair basketball, because I was super hyper competitive, and I'm not knocking anybody that plays wheelchair basketball,
we support y'all.
I feel like it's not the same. I don't get that same feeling, man. When you play at a high level and you was really like I was really athletic.
Like no, he's speaking for himself. Yeah, because we don't want to offend y'all because it's a lot.
Some guys out there is kicking.
No,
and
it's some
doing their thing.
It's a dude. I forgot. I think it's Patrick Anderson. I don't know if it's Patrick Anderson, but man, when I mean if he had like I think his limbs is not he don't have his 2 feet or whatever, but that dude could play in the NBA. He does stuff in the wheelchair I never seen before.
Wow.
Shooting from half court.
Yeah, he's dope.
It's amazing. That shit is so crazy. I'm gonna put a video up
But for you, it just wasn't.
It's not the same thing because I'm very competitive and I need that physical altercation. It's like I was missing that. But I think. I don't feel like I never, and like I said, it's weird for me. I thought something was wrong when I first got injured because I know a lot of people go to a depression stage. I never went to a depression stage, and I'm like still trying to see like maybe it's something wrong with me. But and I thank God that I didn't go through it yet. You know what I mean? Or if it's supposed to come, but so like I said, I know I keep my mind sharp and just keep my mind motivated and do and keep my mind focused on like the task ahead. So.
I think another thing is I think we all have very good spirits, and we don't take shit seriously. So it's like I was joking as soon as I was able to talk. Once they took that tube out my mouth, I remember some girl that came up there. She used to mess with my ex-boyfriend. I was like, wasn't you the one that's this dick in the park? And the whole hospital heard it. That shit was mad funny. So sometimes you got to make yourself laugh at other people's expense.
laugh at your pain, man.
Well, right,
Kevin Hart.
So what's the word, Brother Jesse?
Well, since when this is the three of us, we always talk about like disability facts and things that we should be aware of within the community. We had our last guest. He was visually impaired, right? He was blind. So I thought about like bringing up some facts or some things that pretty much pertaining to blind people, right? Blindness comes in different forms. Well, I'm pretty saying, you don't have to be completely blind to be considered legally blind.
Got it.
Also, only 10% of blind people are illiterate in Braille. So I know our last guest, he talked about I don't know if he said he could read Braille, but he didn't like to use it so much. So that's a big thing. I always thought that people that were legally blind, that they all read Braille.
That's like starting is he see how old he was when he gained his injury? That's like starting over from everything. Like learning, you have to teach yourself because it's not the same way you was taught. Like an A is not the shape of. It's not like the A is the shape of an A. Their A is like different. So it's hard. You really relearning everything. You have to be dedicated and want to really do that. Yeah. And that's if you want to. And that's if you want to read. I mean, the technology that we have these days, Braille is only necessary if you want to like teach something. You know what I mean? It's not really. They have phones. Their phones could tell you what the hell.
Siri.
You could take a picture of stuff and it'll read it out loud for you. So it's so much technology. Thank God that helps people get around.
Yeah, and lastly, they said roughly 38 million people around the world are blind, and 80% of this. I don't know. Would you call blindness? Is blindness a disease? What
38 million?
No, 38 million people, whatever. And they said 80% of people that are blind, it can be prevented. So I'm thinking that like people that live like in like low private countries and stuff like that, third world countries, that it's like little cures or little things that could have prevented them from getting blind. You know what I'm saying? Because the health system is not that great in other countries. So I mean, blindness is very. I didn't know it was that high. Yeah, not me either. So with that being said. Let's wrap it up. What are something that we're very thankful for? We have, what I mean? We always end the episode on a great note, and let's spark it off. What is something that we're grateful for and we're thankful for in this time?
What you thankful for, Live?
Your mind staring into space. Yo, I'm thankful for y'all, man.
His face is on the show, right? Y'all be like.
I'm thankful for y'all, man. This, like I said, this platform, man. We it's not easy bringing this to y'all. Like we be arguing behind the scenes and all kind of shit. You think keeping Frenchie crazy ass trying to like just keep up and all
Beyonce,
that. This shit is not easy.
You got two Beyonces. I don't know.
You got Jesse the fucking boss. He got to run every fucking body.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Live is always late.
You want to talk about lateness? They can be showing 2 hours late, and be laughing like, oh, everything good, my god.
No, this nigga is late and delayed.
5 o'clock.
Late and delayed. Okay, do not. All right, Live.
And my ass be staring into space.
Live just be at home like.
I think it's time to leave.
What?
I could barely tie my shoe. I got the nerve to have 50 different things going on.
Live will show up late and it just be laughing like, ha 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 ha, like y'all here? Like,
bro, it's not my fault.
We was waiting like 5 hours for you, bro.
I'm handicapped and y'all trying to.
He hung himself on this one. I don't even know why he mentioned us.
I'm handicapped, so yeah. Listen, I gotta give me some motherfucking.
And because we got the diva in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Beyonce.
You're the diva.
The diva.
He's gotta be in charge of everything.
Everything. He gotta run everything.
Control freak. Okay.
Live. Let's talk about Frenchie. Let's talk about big. Let's talk about
freak.
Let's talk the diva.
Control
Everything Frenchie say, it gotta go.
Yeah, if it ain't her way,
we gotta compromise.
That's a fact. Yeah.
The woman is always right. It's because it's like I'm working with.
What?
It feels like I'm working with two badass kids, and they're never on. Well, Jesse started being on time for the last 3 episodes.
I was only late twice, ever.
He's saying twice, but it was 3.
And I gotta pick up this heavy chair out the car. That should take me a good 30 minutes.
Live has been late every episode.
That's not a fact. That's not a fact.
Nah, I don't think you was ever early.
Yeah.
I honestly, bro, I don't think you ever would. But yeah, so Live say he's thankful for us.
I'm thankful for Weave. I love Weave. I love hair.
Weave-arella.
Yes, Weave. I love hair. It makes me money. I spend money on it. And if you need your hair done, hit me.
And sis, you got the wig.
And if you need a wig, you can tell me what you want and I'll make it happen for you. Just DM me, okay?
What type of hair do you use?
Everything, baby. Only the good quality. We don't do the synthetic fibers. We don't do no cheap hair. We don't do that imported.
You take Bambi's hair?
We don't do that AliExpress. We do the good kind, okay? So
okay.
Hit me up. That's that.
Laid and Slade, you're
plug.
And I'm thankful for I'm brother Jesse.
Brother Jesse.
I'm thankful for purpose and you know what I mean, just finding purpose in life at the end of the day, because like a lot of people don't find their purpose, and it's hard. I think that shit is really hard to do, like just to find exactly what you want to do in life. And I think my calling is just generally helping people. Like that's my joy, just helping others and putting a smile on other people's face. Like the other day I was watching TD Jakes and he be preaching. I'm like, yo, that's that. You could tell that
about to be a preacher.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, you could tell that was his purpose, like, to be a preacher, because he preaches with so much passion. I'm like, that dude couldn't play basketball, football, but his purpose was to be a preacher, right? And I think that's my purpose. Like, I get the most joy on, like, my sister would tell you, like, it'd be like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, people calling me for some type of help, and I'll pick up, and I don't have no problem doing that. You see what I'm saying? And that's where my love is. So
I think that you missed something. He's thankful for the color white, because no Jamaicans could live without it.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at the white.
I feel godly.
Bro is Dominican. I don't care.
No, that's Jamaican thing too, though, bro.
All white all the time.
You
I'm
go to
surprised
Jamaican
he even put on a pumpkin shirt. Pumpkin seed. Oh, girl, I'm thick like pumpkin. But yeah, he thankful for all white, y'all.
All white. I feel godly,
But that's episode 8.
So wrap it up. We ain't get money. You know what I'm saying?
Go
share.
Yeah, go watch that video.
Stream that. Run that up us.
Make sure y'all share, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you on episode 9.
Facts. Later.
Deuces.
Out.